Temperatures in Singapore are climbing, and for outdoor construction sites, the physical toll on workers is intensifying. The Ministry of Manpower enforces strict heat stress measures to counter this environmental risk. Failing to implement them leads directly to stop work orders, costly project delays, and heavy fines. We are going to go through the official MOM Heat Stress Management Compliance Checklist, step by step, and complete it together in the next 6 minutes. Completing these specific steps will establish a safe worksite and ensure your operation is fully compliant before your next unannounced inspection. Step 1 is assessing your current workforce. You need to evaluate every employee against MOM's specific health criteria. Looking at the personal risk factor column, we identify those at highest risk: workers over 65, pregnant workers, and those with pre-existing medical conditions. These workers require mandatory redeployment to non-outdoor or fully shaded environments where environmental and job risk factors are controlled. For everyone remaining on the outdoor crew, you need to pair them up. This mandatory buddy system ensures workers can spot early signs of heat injury in each other. With those evaluations and pairings done, we can mark yes for risk management and vulnerable worker identification on our checklist. Knowing exactly who is susceptible to heat on your specific site gives you the baseline data needed to prevent an emergency. Step 2 addresses a frequent compliance failure, ignoring the acclimatization process. Workers returning from just 1 week of leave or those arriving from a cold climate lose their heat tolerance. They require a mandatory reacclimatization period now. Notice day 1 and 2 on this schedule, unacclimatized personnel are capped at 2 hours of heat exposure. Moving past those first days, allowed exposure increases by exactly 1 hour each day, safely building to a full shift by day 7. During this period, these workers must be assigned light tasks in shaded areas, especially during the hottest hours of the day, between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. That gives us a compliant acclimatization schedule, allowing us to tick yes for item 2. Giving the body time to physiologically adapt reduces the baseline risk of a heat stroke before heavy physical labor even begins. Step 3 covers the physical setup of your site. You must establish hydration stations and designated shaded rest areas close to the active work zones. Shade alone is insufficient. You must install active ventilation, like fans, inside these rest zones. Next, prepare an emergency cooler box stocked with cooled water, ice packs, and water sprays. Ice slurry provides a significant scientific advantage, allowing you to rapidly lower a worker's core temperature during an emergency much faster than standard cold water. With the rest zones and emergency kits established, we clear items 16 and 17 on the checklist. Putting this physical infrastructure in place changes the environment itself, giving workers the tools they need to safely recover before exhaustion sets in. Step 4 focuses squarely on temperature tracking. A standard thermometer is insufficient for MOM compliance. You must measure the wet bulb globe temperature. This diagram illustrates how WBGT calculates heat stress by combining 4 distinct environmental factors: air temperature, humidity, air movement, and direct solar radiation. Construction sites over $5 million, shipyards, and process industry plants are legally required to have a dedicated WBGT meter on site. For smaller sites, you can meet compliance by using the National Environment Agency's MyNV app to track localized readings. These metrics must be recorded every single hour, particularly during the hottest parts of the day. We will check off item 8. WBGT is the most critical trigger metric. It dictates exactly how you schedule operations and rest cycles on your worksite. Step 5 is translating those WBGT readings into a dynamic work-rest schedule. When WBGT reads below 32 degrees Celsius, specific rest intervals aren't strictly timed. At exactly 32 degrees, heavy labor triggers a mandatory 10 minutes of shaded rest per hour. At 33 degrees or higher, the mandatory rest increases to 15 minutes per hour. During these rest cycles, workers are required to hydrate, consuming at least 300 milliliters of water every hour. We can now clear items 4, 5, and 6 on the compliance document. Enforcing these exact time brackets is mandatory. Failing to do so is a direct violation of MOM's safety mandate. We have now successfully met and checked off all the core requirements for the Heat Stress Management Compliance Checklist. To finalize the protocol, fill out the conducted by and date fields at the bottom of the document to authorize it for your site. The immediate next step is to take this plan and thoroughly brief all outdoor workers on the new protocols during your next toolbox meeting. Keep this signed checklist permanently on file so it is ready for immediate presentation during any unannounced MOM inspection. Actively running a fully compliant heat stress protocol protects the lives of your workforce and secures the financial continuity of your entire project.